Hey guys, Beard Brigade here with Ninja Blue as always for, you guessed it, full out card drawing. So, let's just get to it as always and find out what we get.
Yep, I picked some down here. This one is it. Okay. Number 7.
Number 7. Oh, well, it's not too horrible. I just can't use the wagon anymore. Neither here nor there.
Oh no.
Don't really use it much to extend, I guess.
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna arm rest. So let's tune and see if that changes anything, I guess. Alrighty, hey guys, Beard Brigade here, gearing up for episode 2. So we just did the wild card drawing, and we got no wagon travel. So, quick recap as always. Boom, we are playing as the Urgthak the Grey. We are following his adventures through Skyrim. Urgthak is only using 2-handed maces. He can only wear clothes. So we're going to be following strictly the main storyline unless I have no choice but to do a side quest. In which case we will do that and then return to the main story. Otherwise we will complete the main story before we do anything else. The initial wildcard on creation was the fact that I had to re-roll my armor choice, but I ended up getting Beard Brigade's choice as the result, and I went ahead and said, you know what, we're going to stick with clothes, because I think it's really interesting to be running around as an orc using this big mace, and I can only wear clothes. So I have no armor value whatsoever. So I'm basically a giant glass cannon. And then as we see here with this last wildcard, or this episode's wildcard for episode 2, we cannot use the wagon fast travel. So I either have to huff it on foot, get myself a horse, or I can still use the fast travel option. I just can't go to the stables and use the wagon to get from major city to major city. So not really gonna have too much of an effect, if I have to say so. At least not off the bat. I mean, it might suck to get to some of these places now, but oh no, I don't think it's going to be too much of an effect here. So here we go, guys. I am picking up here with coming up to the Greybeards. We delved into Bleak Fall Sparrows, fought the dragon in the last episode, and climbed the not so 7,000 steps high Hrothgar. So we'll go ahead and speed up here. I know in the last main story bit with Hawker the Wise, we ended up dying by the Mammoth Camp on our way to the mission that Greybeards give us after this tutorial for the voice. So I'm going to go ahead and speed through the tutorial so you guys don't have to see that part again with learning how to use the voice and all that jazz. We'll go ahead and get us straight up to the dungeon and pick up from there, so I will see you guys up on the other side, alright? Alright, guys, here we go. We are heading up to. What is this place called? Urgthak, where our objective is to pick up a horn or something. Not 100% sure. Yeah, I'm supposed to get something for the Greybeards. That's all I know. Apparently, I have to fight my way through some necromancers. Which actually leads me to something I kind of want to talk about. I'm not going to talk about it in depth, but more of a heads up for you guys. So, I mentioned that I want to do more videos where I'm going to be talking about like gamecraft and building game things and things like that. So you have a background in development. So once this series is over, one of the first episodes I plan to do once this series is over is a video about necromancy and the taboo of necromancy. So go ahead and keep your eye out for that episode. Whether you be a Skyrim modder, perhaps you're a writer, or if you're just a general nerd like I am, or maybe you run a tabletop game. I mean, really, I'm not going to limit it to any one set of people can only watch my videos. No, I want you guys to tune into that episode and make sure that you give me feedback on that episode once it's up. What you think of that kind of episode for me? What you think I should continue to do them? If you think they're good ideas, or if you think I should stop doing them and not do another one. Definitely gonna want the feedback afterwards. I'm really excited to do it because when it comes to games, I'll take this opportunity to kind of talk about why I want to do necromancy, why I'm going to be talking about necromancy. So when I was little, I remember how little. My brother had tormented me a little bit. I hate to throw him under the bus a little bit, but and torment's probably not the right word to use. There was the hit Michael Jackson song, Thriller. Now, it's a fantastic song. I love the Thriller song. The music video scared the ever-living crap out of me. So my brother would play it over and over and over again, and he would chase me through the house or just do big brother things of scaring their little brother. And it always terrified me. And then one day, I don't know, it was mid-teens, and I was watching. It wasn't quite Halloween. It was coming up to being Halloween soonish, but it wasn't quite Halloween. But I wanted to try and get over my fear a little bit by I didn't know this was here, to be honest. Kind of wanted to get past my fear and actually just stand here. And just straight up, kind of get past that fear of that music video and the fear of that stuff. So what I decided to do is I decided to sit down and watch a bunch of horror movies that were on this one TV channel we had. And that's the first time I ever saw, and mind you, this was the original 2. not one of the remakes or reboots or anything like that. I actually found and watched the original Night of the Living Dead, the black and white George A. Romero classic film. Oof, sorry about that one. And I thought it was like the greatest thing I've ever seen. I loved it, and from that point on, I kind of fell in love with the undead, the concept of the zombie and the dead coming back to walk the earth. That whole concept just really struck with me, and I have been obsessed with it, to say the least. And I used to have a really huge collection of stuff, paraphernalia, movies, books, tons of games, but I have since downed that collection to just a handful of things. Because life and things happen. One, they were just sitting in a box, really, and with the kids, I can't really. Fortunately, not really something I can watch with the kids. I can to some extent, but not overly. Does scare them. At least it scares my stepson. The little one probably wouldn't know what's going on. He'd get a kick out of the movie anyway. Just the gore and the violence in them and the stuff like that, the themes, just weren't really appropriate for the kids. So I did downsize my collection, but it's still something that I'm very much into. It's very much my thing. Where my wife can nerd out about like Lord of the Rings or some of her comic stuff that she now reads. I will nerd out about zombies all day long. And trust me, I have put a lot of thought into zombies, like a scary amount of thought, to be honest with you guys. Like thinking about if zombies were a real life thing, like how they would actually react and things like that. I even at one point tried to write a novel and didn't quite turn out, so I never really came back and finished it. I could probably, now that it's been many years, could probably go back and clean it up and probably finish it and have a published work, but I don't know. It feels kind of silly now, but yeah, I've just had this big fascination with the undead, which is why I want to talk about necromancy first, because in my more recent years, a lot of my gaming and looking for games, I look for a game where I can raise the dead. Seems kind of weird, but if there's not, like aside from World of Warcraft, where I played World of Warcraft because of the nostalgia of it, and the same could be said about when I played Star Wars online game. It was all based around the nostalgia of being able to play in the Star Wars universe and being able to play in the Warcraft universe, and having those memories of World of Warcraft when I was young. Just destroying these skeletons. But trying to find a new online game that I can play, one of the things that I try to look for is, can I make a necromancer class? Or is there a necromancer class of some kind? And oddly enough, it's kind of a big deal for me. If I can't play as a necromancer, honestly, it's not really a game for me. As odd as it sounds. You know, I have yet to figure out how to get back there. If somebody knows how to get back there, let me know, because I really want to get back there. I see that loot sitting there, never got into it, and it's bugged me to this day. And every time I come here, it continues to bug me and haunt me that I can't get to that stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's just been the concept of the undead and the dead coming to life. It's just been a huge thing for me in my life. So that's why I'm going to be doing an episode on the necromancy and the taboo behind it. Because I mean, I don't want to say I'm any kind of expert. By no means will I ever say that I'm an expert. You know, yes, I went to design school. I didn't finish my degree. You know, I'm not going to say I'm an expert in anything. I may have published my own tabletop RPG, but it was a success that I completed it and got it done and got it released. But past that, I haven't really marketed it at all. You know, I'm critical of it, of myself when it comes to that. So, you know, I would never say that I'm an expert there, or, you know, because I've done all this research and have had this interest for so long with zombies and the undead and necromancy in general, I would by no means say that I'm an expert. I mean, I wanted to compile some information to use for that upcoming episode, and I actually found information I didn't know, and I felt kind of dumb for not knowing it, to be honest, because it felt like something that I really should have known, and because I didn't, I was kind of I kind of beat myself up a little bit about it. I was like, how did I not know this? I just kind of felt kind of dumb for it. So, yeah, I mean that's that. So, boom. Crap, spiders coming up soon. Now, for those of you who want to know, because I'm sure this might pop up in the questions below, I don't know. My favorite all-time zombie movie, and maybe it is because it was the first one I saw, I don't know, but it's still Night of the Living Dead. Okay, I mean, it could just be very well that's my favorite because it is the first one I ever saw, but yeah, it was just something about it that, you know, being kind of not necessarily the first zombie movie ever, but the first one that really kind of turned the whole thing on its head, I guess you could say, really is what stood out for me. And I mean, so when you go back and you look at when Night of the Living Dead came out, and you know, the only other time we'd ever seen a zombie or zombie-like character was referred to through through like voodoo, and you know, so it was new that it was this undead creature, and that was your neighbors, it was your loved ones, it was, you know, Steve from down the street. That sense of moral ambiguity and new creative at the same time. So here is this creature that's going to pursue me no matter what. until it gets me so it can eat me. But when I look at the creature, I don't see a creature. I see this person that I know. And then it adds just that level of horror and terror to this concept. And like it kind of adds that question, like, would you be able to do it? Like, if it came down to it, and your loved ones had turned into zombies, could you bring yourself to actually do what needed to be done? Sure, everyone, and especially gamers, you guys know, and you guys and gals know, you'll probably be the first one to be like, oh yeah, with all my gaming experience, I would totally have no problem doing it. You know what? You're all a bunch of liars. I hate to say it. Because I've even thought about it myself. Like, yeah, maybe when I was a single guy, maybe having a little bit of that out for myself kind of mentality. Probably, I just didn't know what maybe I could have made the call of doing what needed to be done, because that was kind of my attitude anyway. I would go to work and I would do my job and do my job the way it needed to be done and get it over with. I wouldn't fiddle around or find excuses here and there for reasons not to do my job the way I do. I have a job. I have the way it wants to be done. I'm going to do it the way that it needs to be done, the way that it should be done, and I'm going to move on. And if I find a way to do it better, or do it more efficiently, I will. I'm going to say something about it. I'm kind of a no BS guy when it comes to that. But now, when I think about the zombie situation and doing what needs to be done, but then thinking about, oh man, my family, could I do it? And the question is, I don't know. Or the answer is, I don't know. If we woke up tomorrow and my whole household was zombies, I don't know. I might just let my family eat me, to be honest. Like, I don't think I could bring myself to do it. So, and that really begs the question, too, of the difference between someone who is single and has that kind of gung-ho, do what needs to be done kind of attitude anyway, or even just being detached from everything else, where you have no attachments, where it's just you. Can you do it? Versus being someone with attachment, or someone with that sense of feeling. Would they still be able to make the call? And what's the difference, and what's the factors? Because as a parent, you tell yourself, I would hope at least most of you would kind of agree with me, who are parents, that you do what needs to be done for your kids, and you don't hesitate about it. You just get it done. My son's been sick, and we went and got medicine. My son falls down, and we go and help him out. My daughter, needs this or that for school. We get it done. No questions. We don't make a big hoopla about it. If she absolutely needs something, we make sure we find the way to get it done and get it. But if it was, say my niece and nephew. If my niece and nephew needed something, yeah, I would do everything that I could to help them. But they may not necessarily always be the number one priority. So, because I have my own kids to take care of. I'm kind of jumping off tangent now that I realize it. But anyway, guys. So before we get too in depth in this moral ambiguity concept of being able to kill a zombie or not kill a zombie, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the video here. Because we're gonna be heading over to Riverwood to talk to somebody to get our next mission. And I'm pretty sure it's been so long. I'm pretty sure it's the innkeeper who turns out to be the cloaked figure that was in Whiterun during the dragon attack. And I think that leads into the Blades, but I'm not 100% sure. It's been so long. So we will end it here. So you guys know what that means. It is time to update our playlists. So for our Urgthak playlist, we are going with an old classic that I grew up on that I think is fantastic. We are doing Jump by Crisscross. It was two little boys who did hip hop music, and they continued to do music as they grew up. And you can definitely see in their style of music and how it evolved as they grew up, how different hip hop music became. Um, so yeah, they're definitely worth listening to and seeing the difference between their early stuff when they were little kids to their stuff of when they became teenagers and young adults and then became adults. So that is our Urgthak song. As for our cover song, for our BeardBrigade song of the day, song of the day, we are going with another cover by Leo at Frogleaf Studios. We are going to be using I Heard It Through the Grapevine. I think that is actually a perfect song for this video. Seeing as I just picked up that note and it was like, hey, you gotta go to Riverwood because I'm hearing that, this, that, and the other thing, and I'm here to help you. It's kind of like a rumor mill thing, kind of, is the kind of feeling I'm getting. So I think I Heard It Through the Grapevine is the perfect song for that. Again, it is the metal cover by Leo with Frogleaf Studios. Again, I will put the description, in the description, I will put a link to his channel for Frogleaf Studios. So if you haven't checked him out yet, please, as soon as this video is over, jump over there, check out some of his videos, watch them, they're fantastic. And with that, guys, as always, check me out on Instagram at BeardBrigade0, follow me on Twitter at BrigadeBeard, go to my website and check out things there, and hit that contact page if you want to get a hold of me. Otherwise, just leave me some comments, like, and then hit that subscribe button if you want to tune in and get notified the moment that episode 3 drops, so that way you can tune in and continue the adventures of Urgthak the Grey alongside me here. So, as always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you liked it. Take care of yourselves, and you have a fantastic rest of your day.